Alright, for Sunday, we're gonna raise our glamour study level, which should be the last one to make it to 1. We are gonna run a potentially crippling run, which will expand our running skill by 3 steps, I believe. Which running is always useful. But it's gonna give us like 4 stress, but I want to start working on running. Also, it's part of our athletics course, so that's going to be useful. And then we're going to meet with Owen again. So, yeah, let's start our Sunday. You receive Owen's note to meet you at the Campanile walk. As you've come to expect, she leaves excellent directions. At the appropriate time, Owen meets you under the broadleaf covered walk in a semi-private area. Thanks for coming, she says. She dips her hands into her pocket and pulls out a white mouse no larger than her palm. This is Anastasia, she says. Anastasia is my familiar. I've had her since before coming to Academagia, and we've worked very hard together to train her so she can help me in my search for whatever I want to search for, she says. Today's lesson is going to be pretty short, since I have somewhere to be in a few minutes. But I wanted to give you a quick primer on familiars. Most students don't have their familiar before coming to Academagia. But my parents thought I should have a bit of an edge. Every student in my first year of college, every student that you know in this game are all first years, and they all have familiars. What are you talking about? Given the stereotypes against our culture, racism. Okay. She holds out her hand and gestures for you to pet her mouse. Tentatively, you reach out and stroke the mouse. Rune Slugglebed is a stronger man than me. With a glance towards Owen, Anastasia carefully climbs onto the back of your hands and scurries up your arm to nose your neck. Aw, she likes you, Owen says with a giggle. That's good. I've worked hard on getting Anastasia to help judge character. The fact that she likes you says a lot about you. Either you're a good person at heart, or you're pretty good at hiding your real tendencies. Anyway, let me explain a bit about familiars and how they act. See, familiars are like close friends, only they've got almost no resources that you don't give them. They can help or hinder you depending on how well you train them. Put it like this, when it comes to familiars, you get out of them what you put into them. If you don't train them, they won't be useful. If you train them, they'll come in handy. Of course, like everything else, spending time training your familiar comes at a price. The more time you spend training them, the less time you have to train yourself. So far, everything Owen has said makes perfect sense, leaving you little to ponder. Now I've told you that, she says, there's something to be said for spending time with your familiar. You see, each familiar has certain abilities that are unique to its breed, abilities that you'll only get out of them by training and spending quality time with them. For example, you may not know it now, but Anastasia is a pretty good tracker. Now that she's got your scent, she'll be able to follow you around whenever you go for a good couple of days. She didn't come that way. I had to work damn hard to make her this good. Now that she knows how to do this, she can't unlearn it. So the time we spent together working on it was well worth the sacrifice in my own studies. Of course, that's just my opinion. But there you go. So feel like training your own familiar a bit? Oh no. No. No, 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 no. No. I don't really have a familiar like that, you say. One that does useful things, I mean. Owen gives you a reassuring smile. Don't be so sure. I mean, I didn't think a mouse was a very big deal either when we first met, but it turns out she can go places I can't, and she can see things I never would. and she's a better friend than I ever thought she could be. Whatever your familiar is, you just have to give it time to surprise you. You reach into your pocket and pull out Mr. Pebbles. Toffee makes me sticky! He bellows. Everyone in sight stops and stares at you in confusion. Yeah! New friends! Mr. Pebble adds. Okay, I can understand why we don't like Mr. Pebbles. But he's also the best. Owen stares at Mr. Pebbles, then she stares at you. Then she stares at the rock again. Quartz brings down property values. Really? He observes. I don't know if that's true, Mr. Pebbles. I'm so sorry, Owen whispers. Thanks, you. Oh my god. Let me collect myself for a second. The school, well, there are pretty strict rules about how students are allowed to treat their familiars. You can't be cruel, and the bond has to dissolve voluntarily. You can't just, not that you do anything mean to your familiar, I'm sure, but I'm king of the world, Mr. Pebbles shouts. How does he even do that? Owen asks. I don't see a mouth. I think my despair gives him special magic powers, you sigh. Then you head back home. This isn't really anything you want to drag out any longer. Bye, new friends! Aw, Mr. Pebble's nice. Jockeying through the halls, you accidentally walk in between Uliva Valaros Snake. Oh god. Coiled on her shoulders, and Alan, rat perched on his shoulders. So let's take a look. So she's part of Morvidius, which is kind of the... Oh, what's the house in Harry Potter? Slytherin. The Slytherin, where all there's like 2 bullies in that college. I don't think she's a bad person though. She's obsessed with snakes. Well, she's not great either. And Alan is part of Gadina. Gadina? Yeah, sure. And Alan is always poking his nose into nooks and crannies. Great. The snake is coiled in anger and hissing at the rat, who is scampering nervously on Driscoll's shoulders. Neither student seems to realize the problem with their familiars, and it looks like the snake is getting ready to pounce. It's just your luck that the snake goes to strike the unwary rodent just as you pass by. The rat might not have a chance to survive unless you do something. God damn it. We're going to use observation, and we're going to train observation in the future. I believe it's under blackmail. Yep. So again, this is just one of those that doesn't affect anything. It can give me a bonus, which it won't because it's purple. Though you can technically succeed at a purple. I think it's like 1% or something. Observation. With a frantic glance around the area, you're disappointed to find nothing useful at your fingertips. Nothing looks big enough or sturdy enough to block the bite of a snake that is within reach. You wish you had more time to find something, but you need to move on to another plan immediately. Okay, we're going to try to distract the snake. That's our best hope. You duck and try to flip a section of your robe in between the snake and the rat. Perhaps your aim isn't very good, or perhaps the snake has better eyesight than you gave it credit for. Or maybe it's just got a really bad temper. Whatever the reason, you find yourself wearing a snake as an earring and trying to explain the situation to a very disbelieving Uliva. Uliva. See, I played this game with just reading in my head. So this is when I find out, I don't know how to pronounce anything. Ouch. She removes the snake from your ear and puts it away. She apologizes profusely. Alan thanks you and offers to walk you to the medical wing. That's nice of you. One of you could have became my friend, but fine. I don't need you guys as friends. I don't need anyone as a friend. This is like real life. Did anything interesting happen? Okay, so I increased my stress to 5, and my vitality went down twice. That's great. But we now have a level 2 running ability. So that's good. Running tends to come in handy for random adventures as well. I'm feeling bitter again. I am feeling anxiety. Anxiety leaves you jittery and on edge. Whether you've got a reason to worry or not, it doesn't matter. Your concerns are very real to you, and they occupy your thoughts. Anxiety decreases concentration and composer skills by 1. You can, yeah. We'll rest for the next day. I'm also conflicted. My God. The emotional state of conflicted means that a person is seeing too many sides of the same story. This causes the kind of inner turmoil that makes dealing with friends almost impossible, resulting in penalties to one's ability to make and keep them. By improving your confidence or coping with an Okay, so by getting rid of anxiety, I would get rid of conflicted. For Monday, let's just rest. Because we are hurt, we are stressed, we hate life. Let's just get through the school day. Crap. Cutting through the docs for your latest task, you're deep in thought about what you must do next. Snap. What was that? You spin around to see a stack of barrels tumbling all over the place. Oh, god damn it. The rope holding them in place must have broken. 2 of the barrels are rolling directly at you. How will you avoid them? First of all, this picture does not look like a picture of a dock. That looks like a picture of a nice, secluded little area of the gardens. Okay, I can Mario over these barrels. Observation. I need to train observation. I should write that down. I'm going to write that down. Hold on. Train observation. You moron. You look around you. Everything you see is nailed down in one way or another. Drat, what are you going to do now? Okay, athletics, we have a pretty high chance of succeeding. You gauge the distance as 2 of the barrels come racing towards you, bouncing around like a couple of drunken dock workers. At the last second, you step up to take a running leap over the barrels, only to slip on a rope and land sprawling on the ground. The barrels bounce over your body, but it turns out they weren't that heavy. However, you do have a few new bruises that are going to keep you aching for a few days. Jeez, who's in charge of safety on the docks? Dockman? That wouldn't be my first thought. My first thought would be, who's trying to murder me? Because I'm going to be the greatest cop one day. Parents still hate us. I'm embarrassed. I haven't gotten this many, like, emotions in my last game. Or I don't think so. It's been a few years, though, since I played that last game. But I don't remember this happening pretty much every day. Let me guess, we just have to relax and we'll work on that later. Okay. I've been saying it for a while. We are going to train observation. Okay, we finally have level 1 observation. No, we don't. We're still... Because the first one needs 2 steps. Okay. Still have people who want to succeed at the merit. We're not going to. We are the lowest of 6 college. of 7 colleges. It's not going to happen. No, let's keep training our observation. While you're in the theater, you notice a few of the upperclassmen setting up for the Drama Guild's production of Pirate. I thought that said pirate. I'm going to say pirate because I don't know how to pronounce that. Pirate Salio? Coolio? Pirate Coolio, more commonly known as Pirates in the Skies. Sky Pirates. Sky Pirate family. Destroy. Sorry about that. Where were we? That they are co-producing with the local performance group. It looks like they are setting up for a rehearsal. Some man is muttering to himself and chewing on a quill while scribbling furiously in a leather book, and there's a really short man telling everyone where to place things on the stage. When they finally have everything set, the man with the quill looks up, startled, and sets his writing down. Okay, everyone, he says. For today's rehearsal, we need the entire cast. Where's the guard captain? You realize he's speaking of one of the play's parts, as one of the upperclassmen tells the director that he is sick today. The director looks right at you and says, "You aren't doing anything. Grab a script and fill in for him." If you refuse in front of everyone, you'll never live it down, and besides, how hard can reading lines be? Be fair, I'm also just helping out at this point. I'm not really a part of this production, so who cares? Like, I have the easiest job. I'm just there to say words. You're nervous and everyone is watching you. It's not a big deal, dude. As soon as you open your mouth to recite a few lines, an unknown voice comes out. The words you force out sound like no language you have ever heard, and your listeners look just as baffled. What? There is a sense of order to it, though, as though a force is shaping your mount around the unfamiliar sounds and syllables. You must be speaking some ancient magical dialect. Now what? What? I thought I knew where this was going, but okay. Maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Leave now before you embarrass yourself. Your voice will eventually return to normal. We don't know that. Composure. Run out of the audition and find a professor immediately. How is that composure? Concentration. Brainstorm what to do. I guess we're gonna go find a teacher. That's what you have to do in the beginning. Just keep finding a teacher and learn from your mistakes. You practically run into Leslie Aventi Rare, and you immediately open your mouth. She knows exactly what to do. With a quick wave of a wrist, and in less than 10 seconds, your voice returns to normal. You're relieved and return to the theater for another try. When your line comes up, you bellow, "You're under arrest!" This is good practice. At the top of your lungs, just like you're supposed to. The upperclassmen tell you later that you have a real talent for acting, and they chant with you and give you a few pointers before you go on your way. Chat with you, not chant. I mean, that could be something you do in a magical school. Chant together. Oh god, we learned a lot. The embarrassment of Hetty. I thought learning magic would be the greatest thing in my life, but some of the lessons are so hard here. I've tried to practice Rimble. I even spend my spare time playing against the wall, but I'm still round at it, and all the other students make fun of me. Rexington pointed me out as the worst Rimble player the school has ever seen, and my college is so mean about it. They keep telling me that I'm an embarrassment to Hetty, and that I should just try harder, but every time I get out in the field, I feel like everyone is watching me, and I'm awful. I feel so miserable that I think I cry every night. Half of the other students ignore me, and some of the others are worse. I want to come home for a while, please. I don't think I can bear to hear the story about how I hit the rim ball through Professor Lethingel's window one more time. Some of Godina's students even made a song about it. I'm so miserable. Why the fuck did we learn this in school? Why is this something I learned in my athletics class? So we finally have a level. Observation takes a lot more work than other skills. My God. Oh, I've learned about this student. So I guess I was observing him as I practice. He's from Iran's college. He has a hawk. That's cool. Parents still hate us. And we are still the worst at merit. That was there for a while. You ever had a burp just stuck in your throat? It's terrible when you're trying to read as well.